What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of a Lights Out, baby. We are back from Mexico Smash Factor, and we definitely have some stories to discuss, as well as some bracket results to go over, and a slew of other things. But very important, before the episode when the episode ends, there's going to be bonus content from my homies at BARRACKS. I got to do some content with them when I was down there in Texas for DreamCon. Show up their studio. It's just a cool little interactive thing. So I'll be posting some segments from that throughout the next couple of episodes. You guys can check out. It was a really good experience for me. But the experience that I want to talk about is Smash Factor real quick and see how all my friends felt about the event. So let's start off with, well, the guy who's from Mexico, or currently residing in Mexico. Whether or not the government knows that, I'm not sure. But he knows it. Cosmos, how you doing?
You know, I've always thought about that, and like I feel like it's so easy to find out that I live in Mexico, knowing about how much I tweet about it and how much everybody talks about it, and like just being like me being on the like Lumarank tournament thing, showing the Mexican flag right next to my name. I feel like it would be so easy just to find out, like me, like if a government official came up to me and was like, yo, are you living in Mexico? And I'm like, no. And they're like, what about all this on the internet? It's like I can't really do anything about that. But
would you be crushed if they like kicked you out the US?
I mean, well, kick me out the US. Oh no, that'd be completely fine. I'd be completely cool with that. As long as I'm still able to come back and like go to tournaments. If I'm banned, then like, you know, I'm kind of fucked. But if I'm able to like, you know, like go for like a certain amount of time, I just can't live there. You know what? I would take it. I would take it.
Okay. All right.
Anyways, I do enjoy Smash Factor. I mean, you were barely there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was there actually a lot more than you thought. I was half the time I was with my girlfriend was there and her niece was there, so I was kind of babysitting the entire time too. But on top of that, it was a good event for me. I feel like I didn't really practice that much for the event because I had a lot of stuff to do for content. But I still did pretty well considering how much I wasn't able to practice. Like I ended up taking Shiny Mark to Game 5 with Inkling, and I was very proud of that set.
That was good.
And I could have done a lot better. I kind of threw a couple games against Mo, which is why he ended up beating me Game 5. He did solidly take Game 5 specifically, but I should have had Game 4, so I could have gone further. But I did not believe I was going to beat Leo after that, and I had to play Leo after that because I didn't practice. So for me, it was like either get 25th or get 17th. So outside of that, I felt pretty good about it because knowing that I was able to still be as confident as I was without practicing, feeling like if I do go to a tournament when I am in practice now, with the confidence I have and the less amount of nerves that I had during that event, I feel I can do a lot better at future tournaments. But yeah, other than that, it was good to see everybody again. Good to go to the
Who'd you see, buddy?
There's a lot of stuff there.
Who'd you see? You didn't see us? You didn't see us?
Oh, did I not? Was I not on your stream on Friday at the pre-local? Was I not
First
on your
of all,
stream on Saturday at the tournament? All right, do you really want to talk shit? Because I brought you there. What are you really going to talk shit now? Because I can make sure you're not there next year, bro.
Okay, first of all, you can't make sure Big Phil's nowhere. Big Phil is international.
Oh, I can.
Maybe you can stop Big Phil, but you can't stop Chocolate Thunder. You can't stop Chocolate Thunder.
For you, bro.
Where's my sombrero?
I'm just saying. This nigga said, "Where's my sombrero?" I'm just saying. If you feel like saying that you didn't chill with us is talking shit, I feel like that's just a bit of a mission of guilt. You feel me?
No, that literally doesn't make any sense because I literally was chilling with y'all Friday and Saturday. Sunday, I wasn't there that much because I just went, played my bracket, and then basically dipped. But I was chilling with y'all basically Friday and Saturday.
You kind of chill with us until the bracket ended on both days.
We wanted to hang out after the tournament too, but we wanted to get food with you, wanted to see.
Part of the reason was going to Mexico is because you were excited to have me in Mexico and, you know, show me around.
Your friends love you.
You didn't really spend any time.
I was just doing my job.
You just didn't really spend any time with your boys or didn't even really communicate that, you know, when, you know, you really was excited to get us out to Mexico.
No, I was just doing my job.
I feel like what's this whole lack of accountability thing?
What am I supposed to be about? Okay, I'm sorry that I didn't chill with y'all.
All right,
Is that
I
what you wanted to
appreciate
hear?
that.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to hear.
I'm a little hurt because you one of my closest friends, and I feel like I didn't get really an explanation as to why you didn't really chill with me.
I don't feel like you know what? I'm not gonna make this so personal, so I'm gonna just leave it at I'm sorry.
All right.
All right, you know what? If that's good enough for me. All right, just know
You'll be in the letter.
Just know that we love you. Well,
Again, I don't.
You'll be in the letter.
He's drafted it now. Aside from that, how was your time? First time for Light in Mexico. And let me tell you something. I am usually a bit of an aura farmer, but this guy was just radiating it. It was crazy. We couldn't go anywhere. Hoodie up, hoodie down. Bracket loss, had to pee. It didn't matter. This guy was getting stopped for picture after picture after picture after picture. It was amazing. How did you enjoy your first time in Mexico, Light?
Honestly, it was a really good time. The people there were very nice. Citi, the guy who runs Smash Factor, took time to take us out to dinner. That was really nice.
It was.
And shouts to Nakat, because Nakat was a homie and he showed us around, just showed us a really good time out in Mexico when we were at the tournament. But the tournament itself was also really it was really well made. Like,
yeah.
The production for Smash Factor was insane. That was probably one of the best run events I've been to in a while.
Agreed.
I didn't have to wait for any sets. And if I did, they told me like right away. Everything was ran super fast. Like, it took like 10 minutes for me to actually start my pool, but I think that's just because I had a bye. And then after the bye, like, I just played like every 5 minutes. Like, it was so well done. Smash Factor was one of the best events. I felt like I was back in like 2019, honestly, like playing in Smash Factor. A lot of the fans were there. I will admit, I definitely did put my hoodie up at times because I was honestly overwhelmed. I haven't been bombarded by that many fans in a long time. Like, I think I took more pictures there than I took in Japan, which is crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So, but the people there, regardless, were super nice. When I needed help with stuff, people who were bilingual who recognized me would help me whenever they needed to. So that was like really nice as well. So yeah, no, I had a really good time in Smash Factor. I definitely am thinking about going next year as long as it doesn't get in the way. Like, the thing is, I don't want to not go to Smash Factor, but it's always during something that I need to do. Like, I was supposed to go away with my girlfriend, her family this weekend, but I didn't do that for Smash Factor. So hopefully it doesn't get in the way of other stuff, or if there is, hopefully there's another opportunity there. I don't know. But yeah, no, I had a really good time.
All right. Well, I too had a nice time as well. I thought Puebla was way more like, I guess, I don't know what the right word is, like developed than I thought it was going to be, which was nice. That was a nice surprise because our hotel was attached to a really nice mall. Me and Light every morning waking up and getting some McDonald's. That's the way that's the way me and my boys started off the mornings, bro. Like, we getting this McDonald's or what? Be like, I was just about to text you.
All right. In our defense, the Mexican food in the very developed area was not too good, which I'll stand by that regardless of what anyone says. I felt like I said it straight up. I was like, we need to find a hole in the wall. That's just going to be good. And you know what? Nakat took me to a hole in the wall, and that was the best food I had all weekend. Those tacos were good as fuck. So yeah, I definitely ate some McDonald's. I will say, I got to call Phil out on something.
Whoa, what did I do?
This nigga was on the Top 8 stream talking about how we ate Chili's, and we only ate Chili's because I was too lazy to walk anywhere. Nigga, we got off the flight and you suggested Chili's. I didn't even eat there. You know I didn't eat there. I sat next to you and I got a water while you ate ribs, you big bag bitch. Like... like, bro, you really trying to put me on the spot on the Top 8 stream, bro. I was watching Naira's stream when you said that shit, and they were like, is this true? And I was like, no, nigga, it's not true.
Okay, hold on. To be fair, you have to understand, it's an entertainment thing, okay? And
like, when you said I didn't have a license when I most certainly had a license.
Yeah, what's going to be funnier? Like, yeah, we had some Chili's, it was great. Or, man, Light's lazy, light skin ass wanted to eat chili, so we just ate there. You know, it's all about comedic approach to things.
Yeah, why don't you just say you're a fat bitch, Tubbs?
All right. Well, that was proven several times over the weekend, so I will not deny that. But aside from my gluttonous habits, like we said, it was a good time for sure. The hole-in-the-wall spots in Mexico were the best place to get food. But I don't know. Do we want to talk about, because Cosmos isn't even aware of this, do we want to talk about the the results of Smash Factor and some of the matches first, or do we want to talk about the fact that we ended up in the hospital and almost died in Mexico?
Let's get ourselves out of the way first, so we can talk about the bracket.
Let's do it.
You know,
Okay.
people really want to hear about the bracket, so we'll get this out of the way. Well, I mean, that just kind of goes with the experience. When me and Phil got to Mexico, when we were riding, because we got to Mexico around the same time, we took the same bus to get to Puebla from Mexico City, and when we got there on the bus, we both started to feel really nauseous, which that was weird. We didn't know why we simultaneously felt that way, but eventually it passed. But as the day went on Thursday, I started to have a tight feeling in my chest. Like my chest was feeling really fucking tight. Like it felt bad. I chose to ignore it. It was whatever. But I was struggling to go to sleep because I don't know. My chest was just feeling so tight, and every time I laid on my back, I legitimately felt like I couldn't breathe. Now, for some background on that, I've been having a bit of a medical scare at home lately, so I thought it was something tied to that. But it turns out it wasn't, because when I woke up the next morning actually, I didn't even really wake up. I woke up at 6 a.m. and then I was too scared to go back to sleep because I couldn't breathe. So I stood up from 6 a.m. till the entire day on day one. And then me and Phil met up to get food early in the morning. And I told Phil that I was struggling to breathe last night and stuff like that. And you said you had the same feeling, right?
I had the exact same problem. It was scary.
Yeah. The problem is, apparently you said your feeling didn't stick, right? Like when you woke up, you were good, right?
Yeah, mine was not consistent like yours. It would subside.
Yeah. So, so my pain was in my chest. It never went away. It was just getting progressively worse and worse. So, basically, when the day was over for day one of Smash Factor, was that day one of Smash Factor?
See.
Or okay, when day one of Smash Factor was over, before the final day, we went to the hospital, which the first hospital tried to completely rip us off. They tried to charge us American prices.
It was
$500 to walk through the door.
Yeah, it was $350 as a deposit, and then at the end she was it'll probably be $800. I was like, bitch, I'd rather die. I'm not paying these prices in Mexico.
Were you going?
I don't know.
What was it? Puebla has two main hospitals, and one of them's a rip off, and the other one wasn't.
So that was your issue, is that you went to a hospital. You should have just gone to a general doctor. Because
maybe my friend chilled with me. I would know that.
Well, maybe if you asked me that you were
we
going
called
to the hospital,
you.
We called
you. You didn't pick up.
Yeah, you didn't.
Maybe I didn't answer. Okay, that's my fault. I'll take responsibility for that.
Yeah,
help us, nigga.
Several times. Yeah.
Alex, you're alive.
I even tried FaceTiming you. Actually, you were the first person I thought of to contact.
That's crazy though, because I've really never had any experience with because I know that y'all were talking about that the altitude is different and it makes y'all struggle to breathe, but I've never experienced that, and I've lived here for a year, and
Go on. Sorry.
No, I've never experienced that, and even Hack lives right next to me, and the cat lives 20 minutes away. God damn. And the cat lives 20 minutes away from me, and he hasn't said anything about that to me either.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently, it's not a thing that everyone experiences, because my mom also never experienced this either. We also didn't know it was an altitude thing. At first, we had no idea. Yeah. So we went to the hospital. We went to the other hospital. That place was really cheap. It charged me just $150 to get everything I did done, which I'm not going to complain about that. But we went to the hospital, and they made me take an electrocardiogram. Thank God the doctor spoke English. But yeah, we took an electrocardiogram. Well, I took an electrocardiogram. Phil, cheap ass, said, I don't want to pay for anything. He said he's just going to let them test on me. And then if you're good, then I'm good. And if they give you medicine, he said, if they give you medicine, then I'll just take some of yours.
Jesus Christ.
W.
So
You deserve to die.
that's what I said. I said, I hope you leave early and they find out that I have something wrong with me. It's too late for you. Like,
That's awful, actually.
We're both black. It's fine.
bro. So I go, they give me an electrocardiogram, which is like that thing where like apparently it's different in America because they put like metal magnets on me. You know, usually they do like stickers. They like grounded me and then they put metal magnets on my chest and my stomach. And then they put the wires in me, you know, and I had to sit still for a while. And then after they did the electrocardiogram, they looked at me and they're like, something's wrong with your heart. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck do you mean something's wrong with my heart? So they were like, we're gonna have to do a blood test. And then keep in mind, every time they said they had to do something to me, I was like, how much is that? How much is this? I was willing to die not to save a few pesos, you know? But yeah, no, so they were like, something's wrong with your heart. We feel like we gotta do more tests. We're gonna run a blood test on you. And if the blood test doesn't go well, then we're on a few more tests. And then she left the room and she found Phil. You want to tell them what she said to you after they left the room?
So because at this point he had to do that thing where he puts on the robe or whatever. So I gave him his privacy. So I'm sitting in the waiting room and she walks up to me and she's just like, Mr. Phillip? I was like, yeah, I think you should be with him. That's what she said.
You think what?
I think you should go be with him. That's what she said to me.
What the fuck?
I'm like, looking like, what the fuck happened to my boy, bro?
No, like, is that not a sign that like I'm about to die or some shit?
Yeah, like that was crazy. And then like, I guess I made the mistake when I walked in, I told you what she said. And then the look of concern on your face clearly grew.
No, yo, Phil is the worst person to go to the hospital with.
What do you mean? I stayed the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. That might have made it worse, bro. After he told me that, I'm like low-key tripping, right? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, fuck the bracket at this point. Like, I don't care about day 3 at this point. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he like knows I'm about to get a blood test, and I'm not really good with needles. So, like, I was scared that like I just don't like him, you know? Whatever. But Phil keeps looking inside and outside the curtain, like in my room and out my room, and he looks out the room, and I just see him go wide-eyed, and he's like. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, I hope that needle's not for you.
Dude, this needle was cartoonishly big. It was like some Looney Tunes shit. It was huge.
Bro. So this nigga's just giving me like a panic attack like the entire time we're at the hospital playing with my fucking feelings. So they take the blood test, and after like waiting for like 30 minutes to an hour, it turns out to be fine. They said I'm good to go. They gave me some medicine that was basically like a stronger ibuprofen. I never even took the medicine because I'm just very big. Like if it's gonna help the pain, I can take the pain. But if it's not gonna actually like fix anything, and I'm already fine, I didn't really need the medicine. But yeah. So it turned out it was fine. But we were there for like 3 or 4 hours. We left like at 3 a.m. Right?
No, we were there for like 4 hours and we left it like, well, we called the Uber like around 3:30, kept canceling, and then finally got there a little after 4, and then we finally were able to make our escape.
Oh, they also, bro, I don't know why Mexico did this because I don't think America would have ever done this, bro. They told me about the medicine they were gonna give me, and they were like, "It's a suppository." And then, bro, they told me it was a suppository in front of Phil, and Phil just looks at me. He's like, "Well, keep it between us, ma."
Hey, listen, ma. It ain't nobody's business but yours. I wasn't gonna say nothing. I didn't even bring it up. That was you just brought. I didn't bring it up.
Bro, I didn't take it. Bro, they told me it was a suppository. He was like, "We'll keep it between us, ma." And I was like, "Nigga, we ain't keeping it between anyone. I'm not taking this shit." Like, I'm not, like...
Oh my god, bro. That was so funny.
That night was like comedically like exhausting. But like, nah, I didn't take the suppository. They chose to tell me that there was a pill after the suppository. That's why I thought it was like that was like a Mexico thing, because like America would have just chose to give me the oral medicine first, you know?
Yeah.
But
they went straight for the butt.
Yeah, for real. She was enjoying that shit, bro. But yeah, no, we got home around like 4 or 5 a.m. and then we slept as much as we could to get ready for day 3. So yeah, that was quite the experience.
Oh, there was a late, and I kept trying to make Light feel better because there's a lady next door to him, and I would just go peek over her curtain, and I was just like, "Hey, man, as bad as you feel, it's nothing on this bitch, right?"
I wasn't gonna mention that. You're fucked up for that shit.
The curtain was
Bro,
open,
Phil-
man. I was
Bro, that's
peeking.
the thing about Phil in Mexico is that this nigga was way too comfortable with the fact that 90% of them didn't speak English. So he would just say the most out of pocket shit, knowing that they wouldn't understand him. And I'm like,
I do that shit all the time. I still do that shit all the time, bro. And I guarantee you, they probably do the same shit in Spanish, knowing that you're not gonna understand it.
I know, but like we're like in the hospital and the lady next to us is groaning and he just looks over at her and like, I don't think she's gonna make it.
I was trying to make you feel better, to be fair.
By telling me someone next to me is gonna die, like.
My bad, bro. Well, that was our time outside of Mexico. And hopefully you guys enjoy. I mean, we did. You know, it's fun to look back at. In the moment, it was terrifying, but we made it. So let's shift gears, a hard shift here, and let's talk about those Smash Factor results. I'll put them on the screen right now. My goodness, what a tournament!
That's wild to say. That's absolutely diabolical.
Dude is way too comfortable in Mexico. Like,
My apologies, friends.
I don't know how. Like, it was just like the consensus. You know what's so funny? When he was like speaking, when he was trying to speak to people, he would like be like unapologetically like American. You know, like this did be like this did be asking for water, and he'll be like, "Hola, el baño." Like, that's bathroom, nigga.
I'm a work in progress, damn it! Now shut up.
Like,
Oh, you're a work in progress, all right.
I'm a work in progress, bro. Let's talk about the progress made in this bracket, okay? So Spargo wins, taking down yet another S tier, P tier, whatever. Like, this kid's unstoppable. Syrup with a solid second place. Waka with a generational run. Shout out to Waka for getting third place. Only lost to Syrup twice. Double eliminated by Syrup. Raru in fourth. The GOAT Leo, fifth place, along with Mia. And then you got Gluto and Siski rounding up that seven. Well, I thought Siski did fantastic. Definitely took advantage of the facts that Sonics was not there. So good for him making the most out of that bracket. Blessing and run. And you got Onin, Shining Mark, Light, and Toon make up 9th, and then so on and so forth. Hurt down there in 13th. Shouldn't have lost so early, brother. He had to run in the GOAT and get 3-0'd. Anyway.
Spargo, that's crazy, by the way. We'll get into that. Spargo is proof that if you John nicely, then people will believe you, bro. That dude at the earlier part of this year, he's like, I'm not really feeling it anymore. And then he started winning again. He's like, guys, I feel it. It's like, wow, that's awfully fucking convenient for you.
Well, you know how Spargito gets down. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It was a great tournament first and foremost, but any interesting results stand out to you?
Syrup resetting Spargo is pretty interesting because I don't think Steve Mains have taken a set off Spargo in a very long time. I don't know exactly how long it's been.
It's been a minute.
But it's been a very long time. And honestly, good on Syrup. I mean, I've already known for quite a while that he's like, I've always thought that he's been the best Steve for a while now.
Over Acola?
I think he's better than Acola. The thing about Acola is that I feel like
Don't
Acola...
talk about my son like that.
Shut the fuck up. I feel like Acola's probably the best Steve in the Ditto. Like, I don't see another Steve beating Acola. But I feel like just Syrup has always had more potential.
Okay.
You know? Especially for the fact that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't respect a single fucking Steve main. But Syrup does come from fundies. You know what I mean?
Being a Nest player, yeah.
Yeah, he does come from fundies. So, like, if you ever actually watch Syrup, it's like, this is bullshit. Like, obviously. But you can see some stuff he does where it's like, okay, well, it's fucked up, but it was pretty smart, you know? Where I feel like Acola is the Japanese player. Because we've all talked about how, like, Japanese players work in game plans, right? Yeah. Acola goes from layer 1 to layer 2 and layer 3, you know? But, like, he plays Steve, so that layering is rock solid, you know? But, like, I just feel like Syrup is a better Steve overall than Akola, you know? It's kind of like when Akola was #1 in the world, but we all knew Spargo was the best player in the world, you know? That's the same way I feel with like it comes to Syrup.
That
Syrup's
makes
fucking
sense.
crazy, man.
Yeah, and you
But,
beat him the last 2
yeah.
times. Convenient.
Huh?
And you beat him the last 2 times, right? Convenient.
Last time. It was at like since we live in Tri-State, we fought a monthly. I beat him in winners, he reset me, and then I beat him in losers. I beat every Steve the last time I played them except for Akola, but I haven't played Akola in like 2 years.
Long time. Yeah, he keeps. It's gonna be even longer because his ass is ducking. He ain't going to SmashCon or Supernova.
College boy.
I respect it, but we still would like to see the best. But it's all good. But yeah, Syrup, I mean, incredible. So the cool thing about this was Syrup tried Ness in their winners finals encounter and then lost and was like, okay, well, let me just go Steve because what do I have to lose? And then to get the reset, I remember like Syrup got that reset. It was like, and like the crowd was like, hush. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't believe that Spargo was in this situation about to get reset. And then it just happened. And it was a convincing reset in game 4 too. He kind of busted Spargo's ass. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's always complaining about how this matchup is not really doable. Like it's losing for Steve.
Yep.
And to that, I say you Steve mains are fucking terrible. It's like you guys run into one like problem in your entire lives and you can't figure it out. Like have some accountability. So like, yeah, no. So yeah, like this matchup is I would not say it's losing, and I know Spargo doesn't think it's losing, and I'm inclined to believe him. All because he plays a character that like has a better matchup versus Steve than the rest of the cast. Like they're just like they can't figure it out. Come on, guys, like just do better, and that's what Syrup did. I mean, Syrup did better. He still didn't win, but he took a set, which is a start. You know?
Yeah, 100% step in the right direction. That was cool for sure. Spargo did still go on to win the event. And get interviewed by one of the most beautiful people on the planet, by the way. But you know, shout out to Spargo for holding it down on that.
Is that Marilyn Monroe?
Latina version, huh? I don't know. That was crazy. Somebody said people were asking who she was, by the way. Very popular Mexico host. Apparently works on ESPN. Over 1 million followers on IG. She's really cool though. So shout out to Citi for having those connections, because dude, they really do treat this event like it's like it is like a Super Bowl type event down there in Mexico. So kudos to how they handle that.
It's Mexico's biggest gaming event.
Yeah, and you know, understandably so. It's freaking awesome. So yeah,
From
I mean,
Puebla to Mexico City back to Pueblo, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And
Apparently,
like I don't know if it's like known information, but I'm pretty sure it's fine if I say it. Like the main reason why it was in Puebla this year is because he got married this year. So he typically does it in Mexico City because obviously like the reach you can have in Mexico City is a lot larger. But since he got married this year, he lives in Puebla, so he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna have it here this time, so I don't have to like keep going back to Mexico City, because it's like a 2-hour drive. So like I have to keep going back to Mexico City, back to Puebla, back to Mexico City to like check everything. So he's like, if it's closer to me, then it's completely fine if I do it here, and it's much easier.
That's different than the story I got.
Yeah, that's also different from the story I got. I don't know if we're allowed to say the story we got though. I'm just gonna type it in the chat, and if Cosmos feels we could say it, then we could say it.
All right.
Well, there are multiple reasons, but I know that is one of the main reasons that he told me.
Okay.
What's it called though? I was gonna say
that also happened. I don't know if you can say that on stream.
Yeah, I don't know if we could talk.
We'll
about
leave
that,
it
so
alone.
Yeah, okay. So a big thing that I was gonna say, well, a historical fact that Citi brought up is that the venue that we were at for Smash Factor was actually like the area where the events that became Cinco de was it Cinco de Mayo?
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, the events that became Cinco de Mayo like happened. Apparently, which I didn't know this because I'm not Mexican, obviously. Like Cinco de Mayo is like more so celebrated in like parts of Mexico rather than all of Mexico. Whereas like if you're from America, people just think that it's like that's like a whole big ass like Mexican holiday.
Correct.
Right.
We're ignorant.
But yeah, Puebla's where it originated, and the venue where we were at is like the grounds of where everything started. So that's a historical fact. That was pretty interesting to learn about,
I like that. Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, the whole area like had history behind it, which I always think is really interesting. So like it was more than just Smash, you know what I'm saying? It was like a whole festival, because holy cow, because that whole other side was just like artist alleys and booths and stuff like that, and cosplay, which huge cosplay artists apparently go down to Mexico. but that was insane. There was another because I've noticed when I was on commentary, I mentioned this too. It seems like there's always like someone going on like these just like not a mid-tier player because that's not the right word I'm looking for. Like a player who's like good, but always like kind of in the middle.
A high level player.
Yeah, you know what I mean. A high level player,
not a top level player, or not
exactly.
a high level. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So like I've seen Kira Rash do amazing things this year at Level Up. Saw Ouch go on a crazy run as well. And then at this one, it was Waka who I thought did a sensational job. I mean, 3rd place, 2 wins over Raru, win over Goat. Like, did you think Raru had that in him, man? Talk to me, man. What do you guys think about Raru or going on that run? That was incredible.
You mean Waka?
You mean Waka over Raru?
Waka, excuse me, yeah, Waka. Yeah.
I don't know how good Waka is, and I don't know if this is a one-time thing because, I mean, just being realistic, people do play like this one day, and then some days they don't. Like, for the most days, they don't, you know? We saw Monty do it as well.
Yeah, Monty as well, yep. Good point.
Yeah, where, like, they just went on a hot streak run. He beat several Japanese players. He beat me. But, like, the next tournaments, they just don't play the same. So we're getting a lot of high-level, like peaks from these people, but not a single one of them so far has shown consistency with it, I'd say, which I'm not saying they can't do it, but at the moment they haven't. So seeing Waka go on this run was truly magical. It must feel some type of way. What the fuck am I watching?
I don't know what's going on. Keep talking.
It must be some type of way. I mean, it must feel some type of way to, like, on your hot run to beat the best player of your character, you know? When I was watching that set, it really felt like Waka was just fundamentally better than Raru.
Yeah.
But Raru was just like this Luigi expert, you know? So, like,
that's a great way to put it.
It was crazy to see. But I mean, obviously beating Raru wasn't his best win in my opinion, because at the end of the day, a ditto is a ditto. I think it can go either way. I think a big one of his is Leo, because I didn't see him beating Leo at all. I kind of had this thought in my head, and I told you this, Phil, at the bracket, that when doesn't matter how good a Mexican player is doing, if they're going to run into Spargo or Leo, I genuinely felt like they were going to lose, because at that point it gets reduced down to like, well, this guy knows how you play. This is just a weekly at this point. Right. I know they don't live next to each other. You know, Waka lives, I think, in Tijuana and Leo, Mexico City, but, you know, there's still several tournaments that they all go to. So I thought that, like, you know, okay, his end runs with Leo, because Leo, we've all known he's comfortable with Luigi because of people like Waka. And we know that, like, it's just Mexican versus Mexican, and this guy's really good versus the rest of his country. But Waka, to everybody's surprise, I'm sure, just locked it down on Leo. You could see the physical discomfort in Game 5 versus Waka, and I could even see that Leo's game plan was very weak versus Waka. I don't know if it was because he was scared, but I felt his game plan became very weird. He kept playing inside of Luigi's scramble range, and Waka just wasn't missing his conversions. His edge guarding was even, like, pretty good. I'm pretty sure he ends the set with an edge guard. Like, yep. Waka just played amazing this weekend, and I'll be real with you, I wouldn't love to see this guy keep doing good because he plays Luigi. But it would be interesting to see a high level player consistently like turn into a top level player, not just do this once, you know?
Okay, right on. That's fair. Yeah, I definitely thought Leo has guaranteed going into top 4, because I saw Waka and I was like, not because I don't think Waka's talented, it's because, like, Leo beat Luigi the last time they played. Raru the last time they played, and like, Waka, we got this. He beat Waka before, and just something in the water, man. I mean, I don't drink it because, you know, but it was something in the water, all right, and it clearly was enough to power him through. But you know what? The interesting thing is, before we even got to that moment, you know what I'm gonna talk about, right?
Nope.
Come on, man. How did Leo even get into that top 8, man? We talk about it.
He beat Hurt.
He whooped Hurt's ass. He 3-0'd Hurt. Okay, whooped Hurt's ass, and then who do you have to beat, man?
Bro, I have no idea. I was focused on myself.
Destroyed Onin! Finally!
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Did it! He defeated Onin after 3 to 4 years of L after L. And you know what the catalyst was to that? Do you know what the difference maker was?
Spargo.
No, nigga. It was me on commentary.
No, Spargo.
No, it was me on commentary. And you know what? You can ask Leo, and he'll be like, he's like, Phil, I saw you up there, and I was like, I cannot disappoint you.
Okay,
I'm
first of all,
paraphrasing.
Leo's accent is not that strong. Like, Leo speaks a pretty fluent English, bro. Like, what the fuck was that?
I'm paraphrasing as I put it out.
Okay, what I want to say about what I want to say is a big thing I noticed is obviously Leo like has been preparing for Anna, and he's been losing to Steve Baines for years, and he's probably just tired of it. But I think another big thing is I don't know if you could find it. Definitely if you go on Twitch, you could probably find it. After Leo, I think, won his winner's quarters to make top 8, it was Spargo's turn to fight Onin, right? And Leo stops Spargo on the stage, and they're just clearly talking about Onin because they're talking for like 2 or 3 minutes, you know? And like, obviously, if there's someone you want to talk to about Steve, and I mean, especially for Leo, because I mean, we've known Leo and Spargo to be people who are just very fundamentally good with swordies, right?
Yep.
So they probably understand each other's brains. So like, he was definitely the perfect person for him to talk to in that moment. And I mean, he obviously had his own things in mind, but I definitely would give Spargo some credit on that set.
Okay. Well, shout outs to Spargito for the assist. You know, it was a 2-man basically. You know what I'm saying? It was a 2-man operation right there to slay the Steve Menace. I mean, Leo had an incredible losers run. I mean, Leo only lost to Syrup and losers. Cool, whatever. Syrup went and got second place. No big deal. But then you go through.
Lost
you
to
beat
Syrup
Mo.
and winners and lost to Waka and losers, right?
Yeah. You beat Mo. You beat Hurt. You beat Anand. You beat Gluto. That's a hell of a run to go on to 5th place. Like, excellent stuff for that.
Yeah.
So,
Hurt's the craziest one, honestly, because I know beating Onin's a big deal, but he seems to have Hurt on a lockdown right now.
yeah, that 3-0 was nothing nice. Ooh, you see that? Did you see that footwork? Oh my God, can I just hear myself?
I'm never gonna respect down throw up air from Pyro. I'm sorry.
Call it.
This man keeps wanting me to compliment DLC too, and it's not happening unless it's Sora. I'll respect that.
All right,
But
well, no one's playing Sora like that. Whatever.
I know. So
Not
sad.
anymore. Yeah.
But shout outs to the Europeans this weekend. I feel like
They did great.
I feel like Siski. I watched Siski play, and you know his run definitely was skewed because he didn't have to fight Sonics, but he still beat Hurt. You know,
Reverse 3-0'd him.
yeah, and he did that thing he does, and I don't understand it to this day because I'm pretty sure the exact same character. But when he was down 2-0, he went from Samus to Dark Samus, and you know he almost reverse 3-0'd me one time like that. He started off Dark.
I think too.
Yeah, he does that, and I don't. Is this like download complete? Like,
Data acquired type shit.
yeah, he does it, and like I don't know if like he's just mentally getting in our heads, but this dude fucking locks in out of nowhere, and it's really respectable. So I mean, again, like the Sonics thing really didn't prove anything because beating Hurt, we all know Hurt's like in contention, top 5 in the world right now. So that was a very big win. That was really good on him. It was a very nail biter set. I enjoyed watching it a lot. And
Do y'all know why Sonics wasn't there, by the way?
I talked to Sonic. Sonic said that he feels like he's a bit burnt out. He wants to spend time with his girlfriend. He wants to just get ready for SmashCon, which I mean, why not? It's not like he's in any position to like not do that.
He's also practicing Kazuya specifically for Spargo, apparently.
Hell yeah.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
what I saw
right.
on stream. That's what I saw on stream. I don't,
Spargo can't. Kazuya can't spin dash. He's fucked.
Congrats to that, though.
That is true. I framed through the whole thing.
We'll see
But,
what happens.
Yeah, the Europeans just played very fantastic this weekend. I was watching Rothlo, and I didn't expect to fight him this weekend, but even before I fought him, I literally like came up to him at one point. I was like, bro, you're playing like really good this weekend. Like I straight up told him that. And then Gluto, I mean, it's just Gluto. You know, you expect greatness out of him, and Gluto delivers. So
Yep.
very good stuff to the Europeans this weekend. It was really fun to watch them play. When they're cooking, they're very enjoyable players to watch. They're not like, I don't know. I don't think like the European players that I like, at least, or at least the ones that showed up this weekend, I don't particularly find them boring. I find them pretty fun to watch.
I think Roflo, Siski, and Gluto, anytime I see them on my screen, I don't mind. I don't have a desire to change the channel or whatever. So
Yeah,
Kudos
they're pretty
to them.
fun.
Yeah, and shout out to them for actually coming all the way to Mexico. Same with the Japanese players coming all the way to Mexico. Appreciate you guys supporting the scene like that for sure. But yeah, a lot of good moments, a lot of good performances. A couple of heartbreakers for sure. Cosmos and Shiny Mark and Mia. There were definitely some
Shiny Mark and Light.
Yeah, yeah. I walked in and it was game 4 and you were up 2-1. I was like, let's put them away, baby.
Just like
Shiny
me.
Mark and Shiny Mark. That shit was also disappointing.
Why was he
Shiny
up
Mark's
there?
in every disappointed set, bro.
Yeah. Oh, Shiny Mark. Oh, Shiny Mark. It's all good.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, event was great, and I guess we can leave it at that for sure. Other than that, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, okay. I'm gonna give the floor to our good friend Cosmos.
For what?
Is there anything you'd like to set the record straight on? Disavow
Set the record.
any negative claims against you?
Oh my god.
Oh no, I'm chilling.
Okay.
I'm chilling.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm chilling. I ain't got nothing to talk about, bro. That if that motherfucker want to crash out, I'm gonna let him crash out.
Can I crash out?
Yeah, sure.
Or literally all crash dummies, to be fair.
Legit.
wild.
Like if he wants to crash out. For reference, we're talking about Cilvanis.
Just say you're unbothered, my nigga.
Yeah, I am literally unbothered. Like I have nothing against me. Like he wants to go out and say that like I'm still in his content. All I will say is that he wants to say I'm still in his content. One of his videos, when it was a video that we recorded together, we came up with the idea together. I was in the video, acted in the video. I recorded him in the video, and the video was filmed in my room. So the fact that first of all, the video wasn't even 1-to-1, and he did a whole stream going on about it, like, yo, look at this video. By the way, I did it better, by the way. Like, sure, he can just go on about that. Like, I'm gonna keep making content, and he basically has this whole vendetta against me and my friend Hack, who lives over there, because we've been doing skits. We were doing skits a long time ago. We've been doing skits for a long time. He convinced us to do skits, told us that we should do skits, taught us how to do skits, taught me how to edit, taught him how to edit, taught me how to record, taught him how to record, taught me how to act, taught him how to act, and now he's saying, oh shit, they're acting just like me. They're recording just like, they're editing just like, they're copying me. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do after that? Like, just not make content anymore? That's not gonna happen. So he can stay in his lane. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I supported him for as long as I could. I tried to be his friend through his entire crash out, through his AI crash out, through everything, literally everything. Said, yo, bro, you're good. I'm always gonna be here for you. And he's like, you know what? You're still my content. Fuck you. I'm gonna try to cancel you. So he can stay in his lane. He's still a great creator. I love the skits he makes. He's a great editor. I'm glad that I learned from him. But he's in his lane. I'm in my lane. We're in 2 different parts of the country now, so he has nothing to do with me now. That's all I got to say about that. If he wants to, I can go even deeper. I can go way deeper without even making it personal. I can go way deeper and into like our dynamic and everything, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm not about this cancel culture shit. He wants to go out and do all that shit. I'm not about that shit, so I'm just staying my lane. If he wants to keep attacking me, I might have to say something, but let's just not go there. Let's just not even go there. That's all I will say about that.
Okay.
It's like leading a horse to water, ma.
I think he's leading.
I got nothing to say but A, B, C, all the way to Z, nigga.
Don't worry, bro. Next time, if he says something, I'm gonna have to make a whole new alphabet.
I don't know.
Winner gets back. Winner keeps their position on lights out.
Listen,
Modest, I hope you lose.
we don't. He was a good addition while it lasted. Listen, I think you guys like anime, right? This is like Naruto's fighting, and then Jiraiya's crashing out on Naruto for using the Rasengan. Like, nigga, you using my move? hold on now. Wait a minute, boss. I'm trying to survive down here. No, nigga, put that kunai out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm saying. You're getting me mad because you're making me want to talk about it even more. Bro.
all right,
But, like,
we'll leave it
just
alone. We'll leave it alone.
It's
We'll leave it
the
alone.
fact
We'll
that
leave it
This fucking pissed me off so much.
Sasuke using Shidori and Kakashi just like, I did it first.
Yeah. Dead ass.
I did it first.
Nigga copied my whole flow. Like, you know.
Why you rename that shit? It's called the lightning blade.
And it's so annoying because imagine Kakashi taught Sasuke how to do Chidori, and he was like, "Yo, actually," Sasuke went to him and was like, "Yo, that move looked kind of cool. Can you teach me how to do that? Literally, can you teach me how to do that exact move?" Kakashi's like, "Yeah, bro, of course. I'll help you do it. And you know what? I'll even hold your hand while you're doing it." Motherfucker does the move. 3-4 years later, he uses it on Itachi. Kakashi's like, "Bro, what the fuck? That's my move.
I mean,
You
I'd be
deserve that win. That's my move."
I'd be tight if I was Kakashi personally, because if I gave this nigga a move called the lightning blade and this nigga's like Shidori 1000, like that's literally not what it's called. Stop that. I'm
It just makes it so that because he was so upset at many of my other videos that he was in, he acted in videos that were similar to his, but before those videos came out, before I even recorded them, I went to him and said, "Hey, you have an idea that is similar to this. Can I do this for my idea?" He says, "Yes, of course, and I'll be in the video." Later down the line, yo, this motherfucker copied me. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say to that?
All right.
Yeah.
That's like 5% of what I could say, so I'm gonna stop there.
Okay, that's fair. I think 5% was plenty to address that. We had some of our fans were concerned. They wanted to know if there was any issues. Apparently, there's some underlying issues, but we'll leave it at that. And
there's no issue with me. There's just an issue with them.
Okay, well, you're both creators. I love Cilvanis' content too. That realizing you're in a trash rappers video series is hilarious. So, yeah,
Great video, great videos.
That shit's hilarious. So, I'll leave it at that. And yeah, well, what else is there to talk about? We almost died. Smash Factor, Cosmos and Cilvanis. I wanted to run something by you guys. Actually, I have an idea for a guest, and okay, this guest isn't like, it's not like our traditional guest, right? But it's still, I think, would be a good guest. What do you think about
this is going?
No, it's not anything bad. But what do you think about inviting Mewtwo King on for the podcast?
I did not know where this was going.
I think Mewtwo King would be a great guy. He's been tweeting a lot of interesting things, and he's been getting a lot of kind of not so nice feedback from some crazy Redditors.
It's a good thing you guys got that Patreon content lined up, right? Because you guys can make a video out of that.
Yeah, if you want to get 5% off the Patreon, use code Mewtwo King at checkout. We'll take care of you.
Oh my god. Okay, moving on from that. We'll talk about that later.
Okay,
we'll talk about that off podcast.
Okay.
We'll talk about the Fantastic Four now.
Let's do that. Now, Cosmos, if you don't want to talk about this, you can leave, just so you know. I know you said you have shit to do.
Fantastic Four?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the movie.
I'm chilling.
Okay, cool. All right, Fantastic Four. Okay, first things first.
Oh, Fantastic Four. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get out of here. All right. Yeah.
All right, see ya.
Wow. Okay.
Well, now that we dropped the dead weight. Anyway.
Yeah, for
real. Fantastic Four. So we talked briefly about this before we jumped into it, the episode. You thought it wasn't as good as Superman, correct?
No, I don't think it was as good as Superman. I think it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as good as Superman.
Well, give me your breakdown. Let's hear it. This is our weekly movie takes.
I think as a standalone movie that I just find Superman to just be a better movie. I feel like there was a clear objective of leading somewhere into the MCU with Fantastic Four, you know? Like that's where I felt that objective was going, because the entire movie was just about like, you know, moving planets and like trying to get rid of Galactus, but I just feel like Superman was like doing its own thing.
Spoiler warning, by the way. Spoiler warning, by the way, if you're watching, we are talking spoilers. Good.
I feel like going back to the core of Marvel movies, where like if you go back to like Thor 1 or like Captain America, like those movies were standalones that you couldn't even really tell how they were going to link to you couldn't really tell how they were going to link to the MCU. They were just like standalone movies that like ended up linking, you know,
Yeah.
where I feel like you could just kind of tell like there's some clear like linking to the MCU with this movie, you know, even like well like so like they're clearly in a different universe, you know, like Silver Surfer is a girl, which I think indicates that like that's not the normal timeline, stuff like that, you know. So I feel like it just wasn't like trying to be its own movie. Also, I don't know how I feel about the casting. Like I don't know how I feel about that till this day. I love Johnny Storm, and I know people are like I read a lot of reviews on it. I know people are like, oh, they're happy he's not a dickhead. They're happy like he's like smart and shit like that. But like I get that you guys are very PG, but like not every character is meant to be perfect. Flaws are what make characters. You know, people's flaws build on their development. And yeah, you're flawed. So am I though. So yeah, people's flaws build on their character, you know? Because Johnny Storm is smart. He's not like Reed Richards, and he is cocky, but it's a way to like make up for like his insecurities, not feeling as good as the rest of the team at times. You know, that's like who he is, you know? Where I feel like I just didn't see a lot of that. I just felt like he was just like a normal character to me in this movie. And like the way he did like his stuttering and stuff like that, like he was like kind of shy to speak. It just wasn't Johnny Storm, you know?
Okay.
So that really killed me. Like he did this very stuttery thing. Like I literally felt like, because he's the actor from Stranger Things, I literally felt like
Eddie.
I could see the resemblance to Eddie. Like I could literally see the resemblance to character to Eddie in Stranger Things, you know? But like I didn't see Johnny Storm in that. The only time like I could really see Johnny Storm is like, when the lights cut out in the building and like he like has the sunglasses on and like he turns the fire on and he's just like standing there with the sunglasses. Like that was very Johnny Storm, you know?
Yeah.
But
that's
like
fine.
that, but like other than that, I just didn't really see a lot of Johnny Storm in the character, you know?
Okay.
I just felt like he was like this normal dude on the Fantastic Four. That's just how I felt about him. As far as Reed Richards go, I never thought Pedro Pascal was going to be a good Reed Richards, given he was a better Reed Richards than I thought he would be. But he was just like entirely socially awkward. He's definitely like a genius to the point where like he misses some like clear things. I just felt like he was like very like socially awkward, and they didn't really do anything with him in this movie. Like he was smart, you know, he's always the brains, but we didn't really see a lot of like Reed Richards powers in this movie.
Yeah.
We didn't see that at all, really.
Yeah.
But the Thing was fine. I don't think he was bad. I just kind of wish he had a deeper accent. That's the only thing I can complain about. And I liked Sue. She's always been the strongest on the Justice League, but
The
she was definitely too
Avengers
overpowered. I mean,
or
sorry,
Fantastic Four?
Fantastic Four. She was always the
Yeah.
strongest on the Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
but she was definitely a little too overpowered, I think. And
Solo and Galactus was kind of OD.
yeah, that was a little crazy, you know. But other than that, separating the cast from the movie, which is kind of hard to do, I liked the plot. I liked what happened, you know. But yeah, you go on.
Okay. Well, one, I'm going to. Everyone knows I am a pretty harsh critic when it comes to the MCU. I felt like there's been such a downward trajectory after Endgame, where it's like, it goes from hit or miss to just miss, hit, miss, hit, something like that. Let's include in their shows or whatever. But I actually found myself enjoying this movie a little bit more than Superman. If I gave Superman like a 7.5 to 8 out of 10, and I'm giving this like a straight up 8.5. And here's my reasoning. So the plot of this movie I thought was fantastic because it didn't do too much. You feel like you're in a standalone universe because
You said the Thing.
What?
It's
What?
fantastic.
It was all right. Well, it was fantastic. It was throw them fours up. Because it was clear it was a standalone universe. Like I like that retro futuristic feel. I thought they did that. Say it again. I thought they did that really, really well. So I had to give them a lot of credit for that. Let me touch on the casting. So I thought Johnny Storm. I mean, I think Johnny Storm could have been, and maybe this is stuff that I'll kind of say, maybe this stuff that didn't quite make it to the screen. Because I know this movie was chopped a little bit, but like I think Johnny could have been a little bit more of like not an asshole, but like a little bit more charismatic ladies man. Like
Cocky.
the only time you really see that is when he's interacting with the female Silver Surfer, Shia LaBeouf. But that should have been like way more. That should have been like shown in like some sort of scene before then. The Thing, I thought The Thing was good. It did a good job, comic accurate. Voice could have been a little bit more gravelly, maybe, but
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
It's clobbering time.
yeah, it could have been a little bit more rough around the edges. But I did like The Thing. Sue was fantastic. I have no complaints. I think Vanessa Kirby is a great actress, and she looked the role and she played it great. Reed, Pedro, I was always from the jump. I was like, man, I am not a fan of this casting, and I'm still not a fan of this casting. However, I will give Pedro credit. Played the role to the best of his abilities, I believe. I think Reed should have been a little bit more on the, like, it really felt like he was like a little nervous Nelly, like down in the dumps all the time, a little too much. Yeah, a little bit of a pussy. Yeah. But that's like the best way I guess he could have played the role. You know what I mean? I did believe he was the smartest man on the planet, though. He captured that for me. The powers thing, I feel like they just couldn't incorporate it as well. I don't know, like the older, like the 2007 Fantastic Four movies, like those older ones, I think they did a great job of using his stretching abilities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in this one, it was kind of, and then even at the end when Galactus is stretching him, it's like, I know the thing is like, well, he's resisting the stretch. Why would you do that?
Phil, the thing is,
Hmm?
I said, you see, Phil, the thing is
what? What the fuck are you talking about? He shouldn't, like, the resistance part was just weird, because, like, why would you resist? Like, just let yourself be stretched and, like, try and manipulate yourself around his eyes or something. I don't know. It was just weird. I don't know what that was about. But I thought I liked, okay, it's kind of weird, because I didn't know how the movie was going to end. So I was cool with them having female Silver Surfer here, because again, it's like, it's not Norrin Rad, it's a different universe, right? It's Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
I get that. But the problem is when Galactus gets sent through that dimensional portal and she like pushes Johnny and sacrifices herself and goes through with him, I'm just thinking to myself like, okay, well, Galactus is likely going to come back in the future. Does that mean she's going to come back too? Or like, how is that going to work? I'm very, or are they just done? Are they actually just done? I have no idea how that's actually going to work. And if that's going to affect us getting like the proper Silver Surfer in the proper MCU, Earth.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, he's like stranded.
Yeah, because they don't have a
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I don't know how that's gonna go. There's a lot that they can do. They could also just take them out of that timeline because they're not on the sacred timeline, right?
Well, they're gonna eventually. They do come to
be on the.
Yeah, because you saw the end of Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they like, because I thought Galactus was gonna win, and their only solution was to teleport and leave and go to a different Earth or a different multiverse. But apparently something's gonna happen by that post-credit scene. Probably has something to do with that. The Doctor Doom post-credit scene probably has something to do with that, where they have to come to a different universe or whatever.
Yeah, no, for sure. Also, I do agree that was a big thing that really bothered me about It was a big thing that really bothered me about the movie is like, bro, he didn't even get stretched out that far. Why the pause, by the way? Super pause.
Hey, yo.
Galactus didn't even stretch him out that much. Pause again. Why the fuck was he like really like he was struggling, bro?
Yeah.
Like that
That
was not really stretched, That shit bothered me.
Yeah, it was kind of
bothered me a lot.
I mean, I don't know if they want to like say, oh, it's it's year 4, they're still early and still feeling out their powers, but I don't know. I just feel like
no, that's bro. I'm tired of that excuse.
That's a bad
Batman,
cop out.
Year 2, Batman knocking on doors. Like I don't want to. That shit's so stupid when they say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like go back to like comic stuff. They're still not doing shit like that, Also, like I agree, like the 2000s, early 2000s, Fantastic Four did like a good job of like showing his powers.
Yeah.
Like for example, when Reed and the Thing are fighting, and like the Thing's throwing him around, but the more he throws him around, Reed's like wrapping around his body and constricting him.
Yep.
Like that was definitely like a way better way to portray like his powers, but they just didn't really use the main member of the Fantastic Four. It almost felt like they knew that they changed Johnny's character entirely. And since they did that, they wanted to give him the spotlight to make people like him.
Right.
Like it was weird to me. But yeah, Sue was definitely the best at that casting. Spoilers again, you saw the secret ending, right?
Yeah, with Doctor Doom.
Yeah, bro. That shit. Chat, I don't think Phil's gonna get this, but do you guys know for anybody who does this, I thought me and my boys were making fun of it because like when they see Doctor Doom, like with the baby, I thought they were gonna do that song where it's like where Reed Richards walks up to Doctor Doom. He's like, "Yo, Doctor Doom." He's like, "MF Doom," and they start rapping together. That shit's funny as fuck.
This would never happen. There's a tense moment. I liked it. It was a tense moment.
Mr. Fantastic, MF Doom.
I'm so like it's because it was a 4-year gap when that happened. I'm just like, well, how? Because like they did have hints of Doctor Doom. Like when they were like in that room, you saw like the country that he's from. Like there was nobody present at that table at that like world meeting or whatever. Like they had his sign up and no one was sitting there. So that's kind of like my first thought. I was like, okay, they're gonna do something with Doom eventually. That was the post credit. But I say the reason I like this movie a little bit more than Superman was because the plot was pretty like linear. It's pretty easy to follow along with. Not as much action, but I felt like they did a good job of focusing on the Fantastic Four. Like those were the characters who got the most time. Yes, I agree. I think Shia LaBeouf and I think Galactus could have got a little bit more development. I think that has to do with the runtime. I bet a lot of that got left on the floor. So maybe some deleted scenes will come out eventually. We can get a little bit more context with them. But Superman felt like he was taking a back seat too many times in his movie for my taste. And he got his ass kicked too much. That was my problem. That was my problem. I feel like he took a back seat in his own movie too much. Whereas the Fantastic Four were front and center the whole time.
See, I don't feel like... I don't know. I feel like you have to take a back seat in Superman movies because if you don't take a back... Like I said, it's like the Thor thing. It's like if Thor doesn't take a back seat in his own movies, then Thor is just going to end the movie in 5 minutes. And if Superman plays things seriously, he's going to end the movie in 5 minutes. Superman needs to hold back because if Superman doesn't hold back, he's going to kill people. You know, like it has to play out. I do agree with what you said though. Like definitely like comedic in times where it didn't need to be comedic. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like he can't be like Robert Downey, you know, like Iron Man has to like go through these things because Iron Man isn't like super overpowered. But Superman will blitz and kill anyone, you know, like if he really needs to. That's just like you don't want to do that with Superman. It's not Superman is the peak of like justice in every movie possible. So like he's not gonna do that.
I hear you.
But I still see your point though. I agree with it.
Yeah.
There was one more thing I wanted to touch up on. I know they touched up on it in the movie, but I'm still like upset about it. Silver Surfer getting knocked off her board. That's not possible.
Well, I think it's only possible if she allows it, or at least that's how it should be. Like the board and her are like connected. Like it's
it's part of her cosmic entity. It's like being taken on. Like I think you could literally Google it. Like let me Google this shit real quick. Hold up.
Okay.
Can Silver Surfer be knocked off the board?
As Gronk.
Okay, he can apparently be knocked off his board. That shit bothered me though. I don't think it's supposed to be that easy. That shit was weird. But you notice they mentioned it in the movie. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, they mentioned Johnny Storm saying that she could be knocked off the board. That shit was so weird to me.
I mean, we all know comic book movies aren't a 1-for-1, but I did like all things considered. I think Julia Gardner did a pretty good job in that role. Like all she did was she took a role and she did the job to her best of her abilities. So I like that actress. So I got no problems with her. I just wish they didn't delete as much potential footage from her and Galactus past interactions or just history in general. Because really for Galactus, it was just like, why this nigga's just hungry. He just wants to stop the feed sensation like with the baby. It's like, okay, well, why is he hungry? How did it get there? We got like a brief explanation of I used to be like you, and then X, Y, and Z. But it's like,
they also didn't use like any of Galactus's powers.
Yeah, we got to see that stuff too. But he looked awesome, by the way. He did look awesome. They did a great job of
the woke eyes.
Yeah, he looked amazing. So I saw it in IMAX, so it was even better. So kudos to them. But yeah, I would say out of like the big 3 summer movies, like Superman and Fantastic Four are worth your time. Jurassic Park's worth your time if you have literally nothing else to do, and even then, I'd still probably go watch paint dry. That movie was fucking horrible.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's our summation of.
Are you gonna watch Tron?
Maybe. I want to see F1 actually. People have been saying good things about F1. I want to support good movies like that.
And you still haven't watched Snowfall, right?
I've not. So I still got
Please
some
watch
things
Snowfall.
to check up off my list for sure. But we'll put a check on this episode. It was good. But you want to say something?
Did you watch K-pop Demon Hunters?
No.
That's crazy, bro. K-pop Demon Hunters is kind of raw. I don't even like K-pop, but that shit was raw.
Maybe I'll check it out. People are saying,
Yes,
hey, you want to
sir.
talk about the Nintendo Direct? There's nothing to talk about. I woke up at 6 a.m. just randomly to take a piss, and I put it on my phone, and I was like, this is boring. And guess what? It stayed boring. There's nothing to talk about. That Direct was mid, all right? Hit me up when there's a Direct about stuff we care about. No disrespect to Nintendo, but those particular games I wasn't that interested in. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It was a partner showcase. Yeah, I understand it was a partner showcase. It wasn't meant for, first party. Though they did have something with Zelda in there. Last time I checked, Zelda's a proper title, but whatever. So yeah. Naked Gun, yeah, I want to see that too. I miss old good slapstick humor. That'll be fun. Anyway, we've rambled on enough about that. That's the end of this episode. If you'd like, stay tuned for the bonus content on Band Barracks. I'm going to be doing some bonus content. You can check it out. We're just talking about, honestly, I don't even remember what we're talking about, but I remember it was pretty entertaining. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. What's going on, guys? Your boy EE, and we are doing something a little bit different here in season 2 of Lights Out. This is the Band Barrack bonus segment, and I'm not even going to explain exactly what's going on here, but the man behind Band Barracks, I'm going to let him take it away. Talk to my people, who are currently your people right now.
What's up, Lights Out audience? My name is Alexander Tiller, in the Smash community known as Quagmire Toilet Gaming 45, also known as MC Galvy. And I work at a place called Band Barracks. It's a music recording studio and podcast recording studio and band rehearsal studio. We offer a lot of services, and one of these services that we offer is podcasting. If you want to look as pretty as me and my boy right now, then book a session with me. You can either go on bandbarracks.com to book a session with me, or you could book the room without me if you already know what you're doing. Or you could hit me up on Twitter at MC_Galvy. You'll see Quagmire Toilet Gaming 45. You can DM me, and I'll walk you through the process.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually quite legit. So with that beautiful intro said, let's jump into today's first topic. Boom. Okay. So that would be like a cut there.
Okay.
And then, because I'll kind of use that intro at the start of every single segment for that particular episode, right?
Okay.
So it's like a minute intro, and then we jump into a topic. So every time we finish a topic, I'll just go like, okay, today's topic can always be something different.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 3. Okay. 3, 2, 1. All right. So today's topic, we're going to talk about the meta. Okay. The meta of Smash Ultimate, which we have had for about 7 years right now. Now, easily, I do the podcast with 2 other professional players. Okay. And yes, Cosmos is still a professional player. Okay. Don't give him any trash. But I want to hear from the average O2er's perspective. You're in the scene. You've played a lot of Ultimate. What do you think about the current meta? Speak for maybe yourself and some of the people watching.
Well, first I got to defend myself real quick. Certified 2-tour now.
Oh, okay, okay,
just
okay.
this last year. But you could pretty much call me an O-tour. I'm sure Light and Cosmos would call me an O-tour. But yeah, I think it's really interesting. There's a lot of debate on who can speak for the meta and who can't speak for the meta. Most people would say that top players speak for the meta. O-tours can't speak for the meta. But I think we can have some valid opinions.
I agree.
Right now, I think the meta is really interesting. I think that it's changed more than it has in the entire span of Ultimate in the last year or two, especially since we've been incorporating Japan tournaments more.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of characters that we doubted are making top 8s. I think that the game, very unpopular opinion, I think that as it's progressing and as more and more characters are making upsets and more unusual picks are being picked, like Spargo's Plant or, Mia's Incineroar or whatever, we're kind of learning that the game is a lot more balanced than we may think it is or give it credit for.
I love that assessment, and I've actually made videos talking about that very thing. I feel like Ultimate is a game, it has too many characters in it to feel like it's been solved just yet. People are still kind of putting more pieces together, and I think the Ultimate endgame for a lot of folks, if you're not like a solo Steve main or a solo Sonic main, is a diverse roster of at least, I think, personally, I would go 3 to 4, but at least 2 to 3 top-notch characters to take you over the hump, and always rotating some of them out, because I've noticed that when you throw a monkey wrench, people don't know how to respond to it. At the time of this recording, we've seen Spargo take down several, top 20 players with his Piranha Plant and just won an A tier over in Europe. Like, that is not by accident. That is the top player gift that more top players need to exploit, bro. Like, they could legitimately boost a character's whole tier single-handedly. Like, there's a difference between the guy who can get, like, 17th at a tournament playing Shulk and freaking MK Leo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Spargo, you know what I'm saying? Them guys kind of playing Shulk. You never know. That, like, there's still plenty more to be fleshed out and busted open. You just need the right people doing it.
I completely agree. I mean, I've always been like, I hated it when Spargo would downplay Cloud for a long time. But when he busted
player,
out,
that's what they do.
Whenever he busted out the plant, I kind of started understanding what he was talking about. I mean, he was proving that he could win with a bad character. He wasn't carried or anything like that. I think his Aegis is still kind of, I'm kind of an Aegis hater, but I think that all of these top players, I mean, would you agree whenever I say that top players are not carried by their top tier mains? Top players just like to pick top tiers.
I think it's like anything you do competitively. You usually want to have the best tool available. So for me, let's say Spargo didn't play Cloud, right? Cloud would not get the same results, not anything close enough, in my opinion, and he wouldn't be considered like the Steve, you know what I mean, the answer to Steve in some instances. Even though a lot of players like who should be picking up Cloud still haven't done it for Steve. I don't know why. Leo, I'm talking to you. Okay, just play Cloud. I don't know what you're doing.
No, that's what Cola does.
Yeah, well, Cola has varying results. Keep him away from a K rule and he actually might get something done. But,
that's another character, though. I mean, K Rool's been blowing up recently.
K Rool gets some results.
Low tiers, yeah.
Yeah, K Rool can get some results at some regionals, too, man, and he can definitely make some upsets. Like, you've got to know so many different matchups, and that's why I think it's such an advantage to know so many different characters to pilot. Because there's a good chance, like, that guy you're playing doesn't know all 80 matchups.
Yeah.
Maybe you got the one that's going to cause the upset. Do you have the one?
The one character that's going to cause the upset?
Do you think you got it? Inside you.
Inside me? I like Ridley.
You like Ridley?
I like Ridley a lot.
Okay.
I mean, we saw what he did actually last weekend.
Yeah, Mezcal. He's nasty, bro. He's very nasty, yeah.
Yeah, that's my third most played character. I love Ridley a lot. But I have a question for you.
For moi, please.
Yeah. So, would you like to? I want to talk about not just the meta for our top players, but there's an O2 or meta.
Ooh.
Yeah, that no one ever talks about. That you're only going to hear on this episode and no other episode.
I would love to hear about the O2
Do you know
meta.
Do you have any idea what I mean when I say the O2 or meta?
Make a lot of excuses for not winning.
Well, yeah, we do that. We do that a lot. No, but I think that there are certain characters in the lower level of players that are. I think the tier list is different for us. I think that the
Interesting.
I think the tier list for lower level players is different than the tier list for top level players. I think that two people that are good at the game, but not really making any results at tournaments, maybe going 1-2, 0-2. I think that I'd say characters like K. Rool, Bowser are probably better than characters like Sonic. If you're a lower level player, if you're not a top level player.
Right.
And the reason I make this known, the reason I'm saying this right now is because a lot of lower level players get hate for playing certain top tiers. They may be playing Ages, they may be even playing Steve or something like that. And they say, like, why don't you have good results with this character? It's like, well, the character doesn't necessarily carry you at all levels.
Ooh,
I don't.
that's true.
I think that these really good characters like Sonic or Ages or Game & Watch are, like, I wouldn't say as easy to play and just pick up and go 2-2 at a tournament.
I would agree with that.
Than these big, heavy characters like King Dedede and stuff like that. So I think whenever people show me these top-level tier lists and they're like, oh, this matters so much, I think, like, maybe for the top 100 players in the world, but not for you.
That's very well said, actually. That's like another way of looking at it. I know my team, Luminosity, they do a lot of, like, different tier lists. I actually think the O2 or meta tier list could be something, Alex. You might be on something first.
Hey, if they're listening, I mean, you're signed with them. Maybe we can get something going. Let's get an O2 or meta where they hit up all the O2ers, and yeah, that could be really interesting.
Finally, all my viewers can participate in something. Perfect.